Now, it looks like pay rises are increasing because employers are finding it hard to hire staff. A study's found typical awards rose from 3% to 3.5% in the 3 months to April. The research from Incomes Data Research also suggests many firms are increasing salaries to match a hike in inflation. Well, joining me now from Incomes Data Research, the director there, Ken Mulkearn. Morning to you, Ken.
Morning, Lisa.
Good to have you with us. Just take us through then, if you wouldn't mind, some more of these findings, because they're clearly interesting. I mean, what it means for workers who are perhaps getting pay rises. But of course, we have to remember it's all against, isn't it, a backdrop of higher household bills, higher inflation, and now higher interest rates.
Absolutely, Lisa. Last year, pay rises averaged about 2 to 2.5%. And in fact, that was the picture for most of the last decade. But at the beginning of this year, they ticked up to 3%, and now in our latest figures, they've ticked up even further to 3.5%. And that's just at the average. There's lots of pay increases at higher levels. Many of the high street banks set pay budgets of over 4% this year. Some retailers have paid even more, and in manufacturing, or parts of manufacturing at least, there are plenty of increases of 4% plus around as well. So it's a better picture on pay, but of course the average does lag behind inflation. So, still a squeeze in real terms.
Absolutely. Fair to say, too, Ken, that April is the most popular month for pay setting, and the annual uplift in the national living wage has to be a key influence, surely, especially for lower paying employers.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, we've seen that have a big impact on the high street. We've seen it affect, people who work for the biggest retailers. Increases there are definitely at the higher end. And that's in large measure because of that increase of 6.6% in the statutory minimum recently. And that's going to influence pay as we go through the year.
What more then, just finally, can employers do perhaps, especially if they can't afford to offer their employees more money, the cash just isn't there? And also, is there a worry for them that they may indeed just lose staff if they can't give them increases?
Yeah, that is a concern, especially if the cost of living crisis means that business performance is affected. What we're seeing is that while some employers can't match inflation in percentage terms, but sometimes they'll give one-off payments to staff. That can help. And also trying to create as decent a place to work as possible is very, very important for employers at the moment.
All right, Ken, really good to speak with you this morning. Thanks.